Wayne, to be a good environmentalist or animal rights activist, is it essential to give up meat entirely?
Well, we raise far too many animals for food. It's 9 billion a year. The average American eats 30 animals per year. The global figure is 77 billion. So with 7 billion people, that's 11 animals per person. We've got a small planet that's 70% covered by water. Of the terrestrial landscape, a bunch of it is rock and ice and desert. The habitable portion is limited. Animals, take enormous inputs of grain and water. I mean, we can't afford it. I did an event with Mark Bittman the other night, former New York Times food columnist. He said if the rest of the world adopts our habits on meat eating, we will need 4 Earths.
Oh, yeah. No, we're cooked.
Yeah. And plus, I mean, when you have this many animals, then you're raising them in these horrific factory farms.
Plus the methane.
Right.
Yeah.
People don't talk about that in terms of the greenhouse gas emissions issue. Animal agriculture is the #2 source in the world.
Right.
I mean, it's enormous. It's 18%. I mean, the head of the UN program on this says, we need to start thinking about our diet. I mean, we have a Meatless Monday program. Just do it once a week even. If you could reduce it by 15%, which is 1 day a week, that would be an enormous... Be 1.5 billion animals that you don't raise.
Are you a vegan?
I'm a vegan.
Yeah.
When I was
he said you were a vegan. He said he looks very healthy. Yeah.
When I was a little Catholic boy,
Into it.
when I was a little Catholic boy, we never thought about eating meat on Friday because you just didn't do it.
Right.
And of course in those days you wouldn't even, vegetarianism didn't exist.
Well,
so you had fish.
Right.
Now we're killing all the fish. But if we could just start with that.
Well, also, in my book,
Friday.
I talk about these plant-based proteins. I mean, people are melding food and technology, and we're seeing plant-based proteins are going to mimic all the qualities of chicken and pork. They'll have the same taste and texture.
Tastes just like chicken.
It tastes, and there's
it's just like chicken.
What doesn't?
And it sounds crazy and futuristic, but I visited a guy who's doing lab-based meat. I mean, we grow cells for insulin to deal with diabetes. We grow cells for organs. Why can't we grow tissue if we want that? I mean, it sounds absurd, but a smartphone probably sounded absurd in 1990.
Right.
Did you eat the lab-based
I did.
How did it taste?
So I guess I may not be a vegan after that. But yeah, it was just like beef jerky. I don't think beef jerky is going to excite your palate very much, but it was okay.
People love beef jerky. Yeah. You know who loves it? The Rubes.
Yeah. There you go.
Right next to the Slim Jims on the checkout.
Exactly. I mean, it's an impulse buy. It's like, I wasn't thinking about buying beef jerky. Yeah, how can I resist? It's right next to this.